And I love the content we're wrapping up this week. Og Mandino, the greatest salesman in the world. The scroll mark 7, I will laugh at the world. And the scroll mark 8, today I will multiply my value by 100-fold. Couple of great content elements, couple of great leads for you guys to bring into the conversation, because always it's your room. I'm just here to facilitate. Client Myrie, your mic is hot, brother, so I'm starting with you.
I didn't even know my mic was hot, but you know what?
I know, let's go.
I was thinking about it. Where did this guy get his wisdom from? My goodness. I mean, just what he was saying, I wrote down, he basically said, as long as I am happy, I will never be poor. I'm like, where did this guy get this stuff from, man? Is he some sage or some prophet or something? I started digging into this book, and the wisdom that I'm getting from it is, I feel it's life-changing. Me personally, y'all can go ahead to the next book and I will go with you guys, but I'm doing this book again and again and again consistently. This stuff is visionary.
As you're supposed to do, by the way, based on scroll number 1, 30 days on each scroll. Now, I want to come back to your question, though, Clint, because as this wraps up, I think you're going to see some nuggets tying dots together. Because where did this come from? I don't want anybody to answer. Remember that question, though, as we wrap the content on Friday. What else you guys have from these two elements?
Really think the way he started this, I think it's true with every scroll. The way he starts out, it's like he really thought about how I'm going to introduce this. And I will smile and my digestion will improve. I will chuckle and my burdens will be lightened. I will laugh and my life will be lengthened, for this great secret of long life is now mine. Goodness gracious. I just, everything improves with laughter. We've got a friend who is really struggling with some serious ailments. And one of the things that she discovered was a belly laugh, that she would make sure that she did a belly type laugh every day. And it's helped heal her. It's not only changed a lot of her.
Oh, you hit mute, Doug.
Yeah, I did. I changed a lot of attitude about how she was handling stuff, but also that belly laugh, I believe, really shook her body up and really helped her get some more energy and presence. And it was, I mean, what a great tool that God has given us to be able to laugh at anything. So,
yeah.
Awesome.
Well, and
awesome,
by the way,
awesome.
at everything, and I know at least in my world, who is the number one creator of, some might even say, stupidity that makes me laugh? Yeah, right, Tom?
That would be myself.
Yeah, the ability to laugh at yourself and not take yourself so seriously. Whatever it is, instead of getting upset with yourself, acknowledge that your maker has a great sense of humor. And this is just one of those parts to laugh and learn. They go hand in hand. What else you guys have from the content? Miss Shara. And then I'm going to go to Justin.
This too shall pass. 4 words I will train myself to say until they become a habit so strong that immediately they will appear in my mind whenever good humor threatens to depart from me. These words, passed down from the ancients, will carry me through every adversity and maintain my life in balance. This too shall pass. And I think that, we look at that in adversity, but just a little further on, I think it's the next page, I will laugh at the world, even in the successes, so that he doesn't forget to laugh at the world. because this too shall pass. So we typically focus on that in adversity, but when we're at the top of our game, we have to remember to laugh at the world as well. When we're at our wildest success, when we're our happiest, when we're, whatever the gifts and the callings and the destinies and the blessings are, and we're enjoying all of the fruits of our labor, we still have to remain childlike to remember to laugh at the world. And things are always moving. We're not static.
Yeah, the fun part is we've talked a number of times here, Cher, about being childlike. And there are so many times just in other writings, it comes to my mind right now, you are a child of God. That isn't a set of words for a newborn. That's a set of words for everybody. Maybe, just maybe, that's a message, a higher level message of staying in that childlike space, that childlike wonderment, that childlike humor, that childlike opportunity as we roll into the next chapter here today. Just connecting some dots here. Justin, you were up next, and then Mark, I see you're ready to go too.
Yeah, there's so many good little spots to take from in here. I like the one paragraph starts out, "I will paint this day with laughter," having been a painter for a long time. And then if you go to, I think it's the second, third section, and most of all, "I will laugh at myself as man is most comical when he takes himself too seriously. Never will I fall into this trap of the mind, for though I be nature's greatest miracle, am I not still a mere grain tossed about by the winds of time? Do I truly know whence I came or whither I am bound? Will my concern for this day not seem foolish 10 years hence? Why should I permit the petty happenings of today to disturb me? What can take place before the sun sets, which will not seem insignificant in the river of centuries?" This whole bit of "I will laugh at the world," it reminds me of a story, and I heard it was that painting thing kind of ties it in. It was a mentor of mine in the painting business would tell me a story about a mentor of his. Like whenever we would talk about things being tough, he asked this guy, and the guy had a really big painting or finishing shop in the city, and so the story goes, when things would be really rough, he'd be like, "How are you gonna do it?" And he would just laugh about it. And he's like, "How is it funny?" And he said, "Well, this guy chose to look at his business as a joke on humanity." He said, "This is just a game that I play so that I don't have to have a real job, and if it fails, I'm going to start another one. And it's just the game I'm going to keep playing." He said, "You take yourself too seriously. You need to look at it as it's all a big joke." And, this was coming from one of the very successful guys in that space. And it's something that I think could easily apply to us in this real estate space as well. It's a game that we play so that we don't have to have a regular job.
And what a great game. What a great way to look at it. Because real estate, truly is a game. It's a bit of a competition. We are working a number of playful areas once, especially we're in the contract, and we can have fun with it rather than taking it so damn seriously. By the way, one of our founding slogans of eXp Realty, making real estate fun again.
Oh, yeah.
What if you guys all leaned into that and embraced it and played in that space? Mr. Mark.
Well, I don't have a whole lot to add. Just to the degree that I like humor. I like to laugh a lot. I enjoy laughter, and most of my friends have a good sense of humor, and we laugh. I think you made a good point, Russ, about laughing at yourself. I think that's number one, because I will say this: there are some people who don't like what I would call sarcasm. I like to use a lot of sarcasm.
I do.
And a lot of folks don't like it. And I've overstepped some boundaries in my past. And so I'm much more sensitive now about people and their position on whatever it is, you know. And I don't mean to be mean, but you know, so I have to be careful sometimes because I can kind of overdo it, if you will, which is not funny to some people. It's kind of funny to me, but it may not be funny to them. So I just put that out there but I do love to laugh. And
Well, I
think my
want to
wife-
give you
my wife
one
could attest to
other
that.
nugget on that, though, Mark, just to maybe play with, because we've talked about this before. Do you think you could say anything to offend me?
No, not you.
Because you don't have that power. I can only choose to be offended.
I agree.
That applies to everybody else. So if somebody isn't playing in your vibe, that's their problem, not yours. I'm not saying don't be sensitive to it.
Right.
I'm not saying choose to be vulgar and offensive. And yet, if that's your playful place and someone consistently is bothered by your playful place, maybe they belong in a different sandbox.
That's for sure.
Absolutely.
That's for
I'm
sure.
just saying. And by the way, once in a while, once in a while, I might take something wrong. I might get a little cranky for a moment. I just know, Mark, from being around you so long, there is not a consistency of overdoing.
No.
I have never in my
You know-
world said, I got to talk to Mark about how he's communicating.
Right.
Because I would, I would.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, well, I appreciate that because I don't mean to offend anybody, and I never try to do that. But sometimes
I
do.
think the next time I come in for a radio, we do the sarcasm half hour. The whole conversation will be as sarcastic as we can be with each other. How much fun would that be?
I'm down for that, man.
All right, Carrie, I got you. I see Klein is also up after that. What do you got, Carrie?
So I'm going to take the opposite route and say, what in chapter 15 on 92, it says, I will always announce my goals to the world, yet never will I proclaim my accomplishments. So I disagree with that. I will announce my goals to the world. I don't mind announcing my goals to some people, but I definitely don't want it to be to everybody. So I just wanted to put that out there as a debate.
Let's talk about that. That's an awesome coaching conversation. You don't want to announce them to the world because
I don't want the world to know my goals because those are for me personally that I want to. I don't need everybody.
what is the concern about the world knowing your goals?
It's my intimate thing that I want to have.
Again, you're telling me about what you think it. You're not telling me the reason, the justification. What's the concern about the world knowing your goals?
Well, I don't want everybody to know. They're going to think they're great goals, and then they're going to want to do it.
So
And I don't want them to do it until I'm done doing it.
So hold on a second, because this is a fun one. I've announced to everyone that I will have $98,150 per month revenue share by September 30, 2027. I keep announcing that to everybody. My question for you is, and here's a fun one, Carrie.
Yeah.
If you copied my goal and you did it even faster than I did, would I be bothered?
Maybe you wouldn't, but my goals are so much smaller. Like I'm not at 98,000. My goals
I
are
don't
like
care
more.
where you are. What I want to explore is what's going on that because this is your words the first time, and we'll get to what's really going in a moment. But
Okay.
you said they might copy them. So?
Because I want to do it first. Because I want to do it. It's mine.
I
Do you
get
think
that.
there's anything that you would do that has not already been done?
No, but I don't want the people around me to be doing it. If I'm doing it, I mean, we can all do it. We can all do it. I don't mind all doing it, but I don't want to announce it.
I want to get
I
into
don't
that
want everybody I
mindset
talk to know it.
Harry, I want to get into that mindset for you and everybody else on this call, because that right there is probably one of the heaviest weights that is holding you back. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything I have going on, anything I'm doing. I have somebody else who reached out to me yesterday about replicating my 8 a.m. call. I'm happy to help. I know, as Zig Ziglar taught us, if you just help enough other people get what they want, and they may not even know they want it yet until you announce it. You help enough other people get what they want, you will automatically get everything you desire. Yet as you're holding on to this so tight. Now, the second layer I want to put over the top of this, which I think is also part of the equation that you wouldn't speak into the room, is fear of judgment. They're going to laugh at me. They're going to think it's a silly goal. They're going to think it's an unworthy goal. They're going to think it's an unattainable goal.
I just don't want somebody to accomplish my goal before me.
And again, the wonderful question that you get to explore is, where is that coming from?
Yeah.
Because it shouldn't matter. As long as you accomplish it, awesome. By the way, imagine this for a moment, Carrie. Somebody else did it faster than you, and you then asked them for help, and they helped you accelerate.
I guess it's ego. I don't know what to say.
Well, and this is awesome, and I appreciate you being in this place for everybody else because you're helping everybody. We all have or have had pieces of that.
Okay.
I don't want to put it in the universe for somebody else might take it. Somebody else might do it better or faster than me. Somebody might judge me. I will tell you this, Carrie. If you put your goal in the universe and somebody isn't laughing at you that it is too big, you haven't set a big enough goal for yourself.
It's not big enough, yeah.
There should be people out there that don't play in our space, that mock you, that laugh at you, that tell you you can't. And then you just keep coming back here where we have a room full of people telling you you can't. Okay?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Awesome. And I love that you were willing to step in that. Celeste, go for it. Your mic is hot, and I see everybody else there ready to go. So I'll go down that list.
Today, I greet this day with more confidence because I finally have the book in my physical possession. And when I was reading this chapter, the beginning, of course, says, I will laugh at the world. And I continued to listen and read at the same time. It occurred to me that my take on I will laugh at the world is for those people that are like me, who have a challenge that they have to have everything perfect. And in perfection, we get too serious. We think we have to be so perfect for the world that we forget that really we are God's creatures. We will be imperfect no matter how perfect we want to be. And to just remind us to just laugh, as it's so simple. Just laugh at the world. It changes everything and makes me aware that people they don't want perfection. They want me just the way I am, the caring person I am, the one that wants to help them, the one that lifts them up. That's what they want. The perfection model doesn't exist. So that's what I got from that chapter. It's like a reminder. That's all it was, like a big Post-it note. Hey, Celeste, freaking don't take yourself so seriously. So that was what I took away.
And in not taking yourself so seriously and acknowledging that, your tribe's going to find you, your people, your person is going to find you. And one of those measurables is they've got to love and accept you for who you are in totality, which means the things they don't like that they've accepted, now they got to get to learn to love. By the way, this falls on all of you too. You may have some quirks or uniqueness from the other person that is intimate in your life, and you get to love that. You get to work through that. You get to love them the way they are. And by the way, if they evolve and change, which everybody does, You now get to make choices on if that serves you or not.
Can I add one more thing to this?
Always, Celeste.
So again, I'm thinking about, I will laugh at the world. What I believe, this is just a tip of an iceberg when it comes to, our expectations of other people and our expectations that they need to be more perfect. Here's the funny part. When you laugh at the world, you realize you're not changing anyone. You won't be able to change because they don't want to change. You have to go inside and laugh at yourself for even thinking for that expectation. If you are unsatisfied in something that they're not doing or giving to you, look elsewhere. It doesn't mean you have to leave this. You just have to find that thing that will lift you up the way you need to be. And again, and the mindset is just laugh at the world, because it's not perfect.
Yeah, you've got to find that fulfillment. It's an important part of your journey. And if it has gone away here, then by all means there. That being said, if it's not happening in this room, by all means reach out to Coach first so I can adjust and tweak. Look at, I got Coach laughing. Hey, Justin, the floor is yours, brother. You're next up.
So I've not been reading this book, but Russ, you may know of this. Shazard Shazim, who is president of the Coactive Coaching Foundation, he wrote a book called Positive Intelligence, and it may be one that we throw into the mix, because he talks about everything you guys are talking about in there, from your judge of self, judge of others, judge of circumstance, and maybe that's the saboteurs of being restless or hyperachiever. But one of the big points in there is trying to envision yourself as a child, because that's when we are the truest, non-judgmental essence of your true self, right? And I think you nailed it on the head, Russ, when you say, you are a child of God. We're always children, but we forget that. We lose that essence as we have these saboteurs and these judgmental issues come up later in life. But it's a really good exercise. And if you had a horrible childhood or something traumatic, try to imagine, a puppy or a kitten or hugging a loved one or something like that. Or if you're in an argument, I know you guys were talking about doing happy birthday song. Try to picture them as like a little 5-year-old and smiling, because that's their truest essence. And hopefully that diffuses the whole situation. But really, really cool stuff. Might be a fun book, because we have EQ, PQ, and IQ, and he covers that PQ quite a bit.
But here's the fun part of that, Dustin. I allow folks who are consistent members of this room to make book recommendations that make the list. So what is my expectation of you should we then want to add that down the road?
Sure. And I can help facilitate too. I'm making sure I'm even switching some of the coaching calls that I got right now, so I can try to make it every single day. Because right now I've got some that I'm going to be clipping in and out.
That's the key, brother. That's the key.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Client, brother. What do you got?
Man, the talk has been so good. I was trying to get into what Kerry was saying, and we just kind of just kept on going, and it's been real. No wonder why I love coming here every single day. You guys are amazing. You make my day. So just want to talk a little bit, in regards to what Kerry was saying. Kerry, I kind of agree with you to a certain point. I don't tell every single person my dreams. I tell my dreams to those that are willing to support me, because some people are dream killers. I can say something in this room, and I know that it might be nutty, and y'all might tell me that it's nutty, but you're going to support me, and I have no fear in that. And there's a strength in being able to say, might have different political views, might have different religious views, might have different personal views. But by golly, if I bring this to my morning motivation group, I know I'm going to leave with something supporting me. And I appreciate that, you guys. So also, one of the most fundamental things, you guys might have heard me say this before, one of the most fundamental things that I've been told and taught quite a few years ago, a friend of mine said, listen, when things are going crazy, it's not about you. Laugh. When things are going okay, it's not about you. Still be happy. when things are going totally sideways and everything, and you're about ready to crash and burn, it's still not about you. Remember that most of what we're going through in life, it's really not about us. Our job fundamentally is to, while we're pursuing this thing called life, to seek the happiness of others as well as we seek the happiness of ourselves. That's it.
So here's 100% what is about you and each and every one of you. Your personal growth, your personal development, your business development.